is Adina.
My name is Anthony Taylor, AJ Taylor, J Rock, Rock Bottom coming soon.
No, it's not.
2020, maybe.
Y'all probably can't see my. Can y'all see my face now? I can see the lighting.
I need it, all of it.
All right. No, Melvin. I'm back home in Houston. It's where I'm from, technically. Triple D, JK. Mobile podcast, and it's in the year and the decade, really. So if you listen to our episodes just like 3 weeks ago, we did our top 10 albums of the year.
We did 5. We did our top 5.
We did top 5. Low-key 10. I don't think I would have had 10 ones that I was like really happy about. So I'm glad we did 5. Well, we can do 10 for this one. This is top 10 of the decade. Not gonna lie. There's some that aren't gonna make it. There's some that not even gonna make the 10 that just sorry. I just
everybody can't go.
Not everybody can be Beyonce. Sometimes you have to be Kelly Rowland. Sometimes you have to be Michelle. But yeah, okay. This is, hopefully we'll do this and we'll probably bring some of our friends in, talk about little shenanigans, and then we'll get out of here. But how I want to do this was, we're both gonna do our honorable mentions. And then we're gonna go. Each of us gonna do 10 through 6. So I'll do my 10 through 6. You do your 10 through 6, and then we'll do 5 to 2, and then you'll do 5 to, or other person, and then we'll do our one. So, you wanna go first?
Nah, I need to hear that, man. I need it.
Thing is, I kinda can tell what AJ's like, or at least some of them that are gonna be on there. So let's just say some of these honorable mentions are gonna be they're gonna rub people the wrong way.
I already know what you're gonna say, bro.
What you mean? No, you don't, bro. You don't know my life.
Oh man.
You don't know my life. I think the number one reason I like a person like AJ on here is like their diversity. If we have some people on here, there'll be like 5 Young Thug albums. Actually, that's actually is another rule. You can only have 1 album per artist. Not gonna lie, if it wasn't like that, there would be a few.
It'd be kind of boring.
There'll be a few Aubrey albums on here. There'll be a few. Both Hosea albums would have made this. Who else? Well, there's somebody else on AJ's list that both of her shit would have definitely made it. So yeah, that's the only stipulation. But first things first. Because some of my honorable mentions. One of them is one of my favorite kind of pop I don't know what would you even call this genre, but they make pop music. It's a band. They're very famous. In 2014, they kind of broke up after that. Was kind of very sad. And the main guy Nate couldn't even really get like a solo career after that. So tough scenes. Fun's album was in 2014. Actually, 2012. Actually, Jesus Christ, a while. 2012. So Some Nights, great album.
Great.
Beginning to end, some of the biggest bangers on there. Some of the best ballads you ever hear. I even remember a song like Stars that ends the album is just so like melodic. It has that nice little breakdown at the end. This is a great all around album. Number 2 I have on here is my favorite album of this year. That couldn't make it because let's just say there's another one of the best albums there's gonna be on this list. Hosier's Wasteland Baby. For now, I already spoken about this album a lot already. But basically it's great. It was a great all around album. Other than the last song, I just re-listened to this thing last week and not gonna lie,
that album is like
he watched everybody this year. Like it actually wasn't close. Like he watched everybody this year.
Wouldn't say that, but
he watched everybody. He didn't make it close this year.
Not
for me. Not for me.
I respect that.
Number 3, number 4 are kind of like this. They're from the same artist. Arguably one of the biggest R&B artists of this decade so far. Big voice. Very weird person in how he releases music and how he talks to his fans. One of his albums came out on a random Saturday. Actually came out the Saturday before I moved to UNT. So actually, this is pretty much a while ago for talking about like time this came out. But the album he dropped was also, I believe, 2011 classic album. People to this day still debate if the last one he dropped or the first one he dropped is a better one. But honorable mentions, I have honorable mentions for Channel Orange and Blonde. Great R&B albums, great projects. I don't even know ways to start with that. Just like he bite the most. Yeah, he had the 3 Stacks feature. Twice. Actually, twice on one album, right? On Blonde.
Was he?
He had hey. That song, I believe he had another one. Maybe he didn't. Basically, he had the 3 Stacks feature. If you have a 3 Stacks feature,
album has to be like, you know what I'm saying?
Come on. Another one is Culture by Migos. Just really listen to that. Fire. Bangers galore.
But for the decade though, honorable mention.
I don't know. By speaking to my poor.
My bad.
See, I know. It's like that's why you're not dropping no album. You're not speaking to Mike. I don't know an album with more bangers than that one. No album you can tell me this decade had more bangers in it. Like straight, like beginning to just nothing but hits. Like songs that you will hear in the club, at a party, like you're going out, like you're on the auctions, like the go-to. Nobody else. Nobody. Culture is literally probably the most like banger-filled album of this decade. Go look at the track list. I'm gonna keep going. Go look at the track list. I want you to tell me like one song you're like, okay, like songs that we still reference to this day. Keeping on with that, this is one that actually before I get to that, I want to talk about one of the probably my most underrated album of this decade. A white girl made this album. She didn't get respect. She doesn't get respect now because of the approach that she had after releasing this album. She basically, a lot of people say she appropriated hip hop culture with how she came into the game, and then basically like shut it down after this album. She had a Mike Will co-sign, and she dropped great music.
I know you're not about to say. I know you're not about to say that, bro. You better not say that. You better not.
This album,
You better not say that.
Speaking of the Migos culture, speaking of bangers,
bro,
bangers by Miley
Cyrus.
That's a
decade, bro.
It's an honorable mention.
But
it's a mention. I didn't say it's gonna make.
I know that, but bro, for the
I have to. That album was fire. That album was actually like deep, like really good. I think it will be like outside of like my outside. And this is also like keeping in mind like I'm not gonna count all the albums that aren't like repeats from like different artists. So like obviously like I can mention her because if you go to Kendrick, we'll talk about that later. How many of his could make make your honorable mention? So bangers for sure. Speaking of R&B from Frank Ocean, probably the breakout artist of not breakout, but he had one of the biggest breakouts of this decade, honestly, in 2015, 2014. One of the songs that to this day we probably still can't time correctly. Don't. Trap Soul by Bryson Tiller, no skips.
I think it's a really big honorable mention that I'm waiting on you to say. From the R&B world.
Maybe we'll get there. I don't know. Maybe I don't have it on there.
Maybe.
But Trap Soul most definitely. I mean, they like my friends can tell me. Can tell you guys when that album came out, I said it was almost as good as Take Care. They can they had to be.
He
like,
did,
hey,
but he was tweaking, and he know he was tweaking. He know he was tweaking.
I was big tweaking.
Caught up in the hype.
I loved that album. Another one. Speaking of like R&B, Sam Smith, Thrill of It All. While I really liked In the Lonely Hour, I just felt like it got repetitive with like, it was like love songs. And the Thrill of It All, like he got like. Production was already a lot much better. Like the choir that he would add in some of those songs was so angelic sometimes. He got more in his writing bag a little bit, and we learned a little bit more about him with songs like Scar, songs like Pray. He was really in his pen bag for sure. I really enjoyed that Sam Smith album. We're gonna skip that one because that's gonna be the last one. This one is an album that I thought would have made it, but it's not. This is an album that a lot of people do not like, but I think it was very underrated. Well, at least amongst the community, I love this album. Like beginning, well, not beginning to end. I think there's some like skippers on there, but Stoney, Post Malone. My friends can tell you I loved that album. I loved the album. I think it was just so great. It was such a surprise for me because while I did like his August 26th mixtape that came out earlier in 2016, the same year, that was good, but I didn't think it like he could really elevate himself. But obviously, he was able to get like a Justin Bieber feature, Pharrell production. Who was the album that he had? Champions. Uh, Congratulations with Quavo, and that was when Quavo was like his peak. So he did a pretty good job. And like the label really backed him with that one.
That was a good album though. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people don't like it. It gets a lot of flack, but that was a good project.
I really love that album. Another one, I don't think a lot of people are gonna mention this one, but X by Ed Sheeran. I think this was easily his best project
by far,
by a lot,
by far.
He was really in a. I mean, Ed Sheeran's always been like the kind of person that he always talked about himself, in his life, but I think that one was like, he mixed it with the music perfectly. The way he would, I think that was like the first one, like he like really was rapping on that. The way that he utilizes his own guitar is phenomenal. I love this album. There's not really much I can say about that one. Also, Igor that came out this year, the best Tyler project. Unfortunately, there's just so much good stuff that I can't make it on there. I just think production wise, one of the best produced albums of this decade. Honestly, you gotta put it in there with like all of Travis's, all of Kanye's, and then I think you're putting Igor like in there, like best produced albums in there. Another one, the R&B king of generation, Chris Brown.
Oh, okay.
It's not actually not debatable. Usher's great, but nobody
ran this decade.
Nobody ran. I think our
not even this decade.
Our generation.
Yeah.
Since we were born, like since 1998, and there's no been a better R&B artist.
Chris Brown is like, in the sense, he's like Lil Wayne at that time when he was always on the radio.
Mm-hmm. He's still always on the radio.
Yeah, exactly.
He's still always on the radio. Eminem's been big since I was 6 years old.
Bro, yeah.
I'm 21, and he's still dropping bangers. I mean, obviously it's not the same. I think Fame was like his last like real. I mean, I liked Fortune, and then X was like, and then they started, quality started to go, and started dropping like albums with like 100 songs on them. So quality just started to go down, but Fame was. So I was like, look at me now. Yeah, 3 Times was another banger on there, but there was just so many songs with that one. Gotta take a swig of that juice because it's the last one. Okay, I'll give an honorable mention to some of J. Cole's, obviously like Born Sinner. He gave me a look because he loves Born Sinner more than the album I actually put on my top 10. Born Sinner, love that, Sideline Story obviously is up there. Kendrick's, they got all of them in there. All of them in the honorable mention. Let's just say I won't ruin it, but let's just say all of them are in the honorable mention. Might as well I'm about to mention. Who else? I mean, most of Drake's projects. I want to do all the repeats that are possibly that I will have to count out because they're on there. That's pretty much it. 4 by Beyonce. I think that was her best project until the one I put on my list is on there.
Oh my god.
But last but not least, I'm probably gonna get slack for this, but look, this is the album that was number 10, number 11, number 11, number 12. This woman has broken. I think she holds the records for like most sold album this decade, right? She does. No, don't ruin it. I think this artist has the most. She sold at least in the first week. Who is that?
That's Landon.
What's up? Yeah. She sold 3 million first week. That's still crazy to me. I don't know how you sell 3 million records in 1 week. But unfortunately, Adele's 21 and 25 are just outside. They're just for me. They're just outside for me.
I mean, I could respect that. I couldn't even fathom.
I don't understand.
I couldn't even fathom putting 10 albums over this.
So it's a personal list.
But, yeah, exactly.
So it's a personal list.
Exactly. So I'm not even gonna kill you.
Like I said, it's 11.
I'm not even gonna kill you on camera, at least.
I mean, at least now we know the suspect.
Johnny Cochran.
Bro, take your hood off, nigga.
Nah,
anyway,
man, I can't, man. I got warrants.
Fuck you don't. But yeah, I mean, Probably the best voice this decade. That's not Sam Smith. Probably the best pen.
They may be the same person.
No, I've never seen them in the same.
Exactly. They may be the same person.
Arguably the best voice this decade. That's not Jasmine Sullivan. Because we're not putting black voices in there. It's not gonna be fair. Ooh, damn. Some of the best penmanship. Does she write all of her lyrics?
She does have help, but she has a big
heavy hand. It honestly hurts me that she doesn't make it in there, but
yeah. I'm very interested to see this list now.
That's my
I'm super interested.
Oh, I wasn't about to say nothing. Hello.
Yeah. All right. Start with your honorable mention.
I'm gonna start off.
Man, just go.
I'm gonna start off with Drake. Nothing was the same. When you talk about bangers like Culture, Nothing was the same as like actually one of the best albums I've heard. And I'm not even that big of a Drake fan. Just from top to bottom, there's not too many albums that's better than that.
Nope.
So I would put that like right outside of my top 10 in that 10 or 11 through 15. And also you mentioned Fame by Chris Brown, another album. I mean, top to bottom.
Top to bottom.
It's like it's
riddled with R&B, hip hop, pop like bangers.
It's really crazy.
He said, "Grab your his blanket, beast."
All right.
I would also say Lord.
Lord's self-titled or Pure Heroin.
Pure Heroin.
Okay.
That was
her first one, right?
Yeah, that was her first one.
That was going with Team in the what was the other one?
I don't know. That was the biggest one.
No, there was another. There was a
yeah. That's what I'm saying. I can't even think of it.
The bigger one. Yeah, I know.
I mean, it was kind of different.
People like her newer one better though. Melodrama. Is that called Melodrama? Right?
I don't even know the name of that one. It was cool, but that first one, I mean, it was so different. Mm-hmm. And she was like 16, 17 when she dropped that. I mean, man, that.
Yeah, I actually never listened to the newer one. I liked Lord's first album. I think it was pretty good. It's right there. As you'll probably pass it to you. His blanket. I really enjoyed that one. Probably wouldn't get honorable mention for me. I really like that. I know like Rashad really liked that one.
Yeah, he loves it.
And he likes white women, so.
Yeah, he does do that. Nothing against that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Tiger Woods, I understand you. And OJ. Continue.
Leave them women alone, actually. Rodeo, another album. Okay. Another album outside my top 10. I mean, hey, Travis Scott.
We're starting to step on toes.
Banger after banger.
We're starting to step on toes already.
Shout out to Travis, man. But hey, it was a lot of good music this decade, man.
You're stepping on my toes.
You honestly, and you may look at me crazy, you have to give Chief Keef, Finally Rich, you have to at least respect it.
Which one's the one with the 3 rings?
I don't even know which one that is.
Is that the one Finito on it?
After Finally Rich, I really don't know his albums like that, to be honest.
Finally Rich is his first one?
That was the first one.
Nah, the one with the is it Bang 3? Whatever. That one. Well, that's a mixtape, I think.
Probably is, but I ain't gonna lie.
I think this is more of a shout for his career more than the album.
I ain't gonna lie.
Let's be honest.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. That track drop, I was in 8th grade. Bro, that carried me through from 8th grade to like now. I still listen to that right now. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna lie. Chief Keef, Finally Rich. Maybe not, in that 15, but
to the mic, bro.
Man,
my bad. To your face, so you're not
man.
Yeah,
look, all right. Finally Rich. Maybe in that 2030. But you have to give it a shout out.
I think I'll give it a shout just because Chief Keef, he is one of the most influential rappers of this decade.
Top 5. Influential.
Top 5? You have to put Drake. You have to put Kendrick. Kendrick is a very influential rapper that a lot of people don't give him credit for. Chief Keef, Young Thug, and Kanye. Those are top 5.
Most definitely.
Oh, my last honorable mention, Lil Uzi vs. The World.
Can you say that?
That's technically a mixtape.
Can you say that though?
But at the time, oh sorry, I'll talk about Love is Rage. Love is Rage, because Lil Uzi vs. World is the best project. But since we're talking about albums, yes.
Alessia Cara, The Pains of Growing.
Jesus Christ.
Y'all, If you know me, you know I love this woman.
Bro, this agenda,
I love
agenda
this
is not
woman.
working. We're not being sponsored by these people. Yeah, let's put that on the ground.
I love Alessia Carter. Pains Are Growing has one of the best runs on an album I've heard in a long time, since Hosier self-titled. That has one of the best runs from like song 3 to like song 10. She misses it. It's just like you said, it's too much good music that came out in this decade. Too
Hey
much.
man, look, if Adele's didn't make it in mine, that's how quality this decade was. I think you're gonna disagree with my number 10.
2014 Forest Hills Drive.
Stepping on
I
toes.
not beautiful album.
You're stepping on toes.
I think it's his second best album.
Nice, yeah, that's even more.
I think it's his second best album.
I think you're stepping on toes.
But he
disrespectful.
And to Pimp,
I'm gonna take that one as disrespect.
Take it how you want. And then my last one, To Pimp a Butterfly. I mean this was, I struggled to pick between this and Good Kid, Mad City, because whichever one I listened to last.
Like, damn, I think as time has gone on, people have really realized that, or people have themselves have said, "Damn" is the third one.
Yeah, to me it was kind of easy off rip.
But a lot of people, I mean, I think at first it was like,
and I can respect that.
But now that the dust is settled, people have like settled that "Damn" is a good album, but it's not T-Pab or it's not Good Kid, which I think we'll be talking about very soon, if you know what I mean.
I think you're being a little disrespectful. I don't know. I don't know.
What do you mean?
You said very soon. I'm thinking 10. I hope you know.
Oh no, I just mean
okay. But to me, To Pimp a Butterfly, whichever one I listen to last is really gonna be the one I'll tell you is better. But I think what really put me through on the one I picked, it was just one song, and we'll get into that when the time comes.
When the time comes. Is that your last one?
That was my last honorable mention.
All right. You ready?
I'm ready, bro.
All right. I'm gonna do 10 through 6. And then you'll basically react to them. When I'm done. Alright, you ready?
Yeah, let's.
I'm not gonna lie, you're not gonna like number 10. Because you're not gonna like, if this one made it, how didn't Adele make it? I didn't even say nothing yet. This artist dropped an album so good. She has been infamous for, she all people put next to her name. She has a whole like successful like lingerie and makeup line, and it's being overshadowed because this album was so good that we needed another one. The thing is with this artist, she had always dropped projects. She was always in the biggest summer bangers. She was a known artist, but projects wise, she wasn't like. She was never going to be in this list until now for some reason. Some people associate her album being this good because of her relationship with Travis Scott at the time. I just think she matured into an artist that eventually became out of this project. And Anti is number 10 for me. I just think some of the ballads, some of the bangers, there's songs on there that are still in rotation to this day. Sex With Me, Kiss It Better, Desperado, Work was one of the best songs you want to hear at a party. That's all I can say. One of the best songs you want to hear at a party. James Joint. Like, I don't even want to look at the track list because I think I'll just get lost again. It was that good. I loved Anti, and it was so different because I never expected Rihanna to drop a project that good, and it was that good. At number 9, an album that was just disrespected. An album that, while this artist was already in the upper echelon, you always need that project that solidifies you in there. He had other projects that were great. Well, he had the Jay-Z co-sign, so obviously he was a man of some valor. Jesus, I'm gassy now. But this one was great from the beginning. Do you wanna be to the last song. One of the most, an album that really mixed bangers with a good message. A song that, an album with even the songs with a good message were not compromised by like lackluster production, lackluster cadences, lackluster flows. This artist, especially from the one that came after, we're kind of disappointed. Like, come on, you just went from like, you know, this
you were at the
one
top
to
of the
just,
game.
to
Almost.
you know, to that. And then I mean, I really enjoyed his latest one. The person across from me didn't really like it. He calls it trash. I think I call that disrespect.
I love J. Cole. That's
Shut up, bro.
probably my second.
Don't ruin my build up.
Nah,
Bro.
Bro, you sung the intro.
Do you wanna be?
Probably my second favorite rapper. KOD is
I love
trash.
KOD. I think it's great.
Trash.
You know what verse I always go back to. That verse by
Brackets,
itself.
verse
That-
2.
That second verse on Brackets by itself deserves for the album to be an 8, bro. At least an 8.
Minus.
Fuck you. But 24 Forest Hill Drive was, I don't know. I don't think there's any words to really describe that other than I can just shrug my shoulders.
That was a great album.
Beginning 10. First things first, rest in peace, Uncle Phil. For real. Wet Dreams. January 28th. You Off My Dick.
Love Yours.
Love Yours.
Even Note to Self, bro. I'm listening to it, bro. All 14 minutes, 12 minutes. I'm listening.
Number 8. If you can look at my phone, you probably can't see my phone, but she's my screensaver. It's very difficult to drop a good debut album. It's almost impossible to drop like
Straight up.
Straight out the gate, quality album. This album had no singles. Well, didn't have her number 1 single on there. She had a song that was huge, and she didn't put it on there. That's how good this album was. Georgia Smith was in her bag with Lost and Found. Like, wow, it was ballad top heavy. It really was. Like, it wasn't many like, let me get up in my car and like, you know, none of that really. It was more introspective. It was more deeper into like relationships. Obviously like one of her biggest songs, Blue Lights, was on there. But something like Goodbyes, oh my god. When you hear Goodbyes, bro, you just want to shed a tear.
Nah, I'm not gonna lie. I real life shed a tear to that.
I'm
not even gonna lie.
So impactful. So impactful. If you don't cry, listen to that song, you have no heart. You just simply have no heart. For her to not put what's that song? Still want to lose you.
Oh,
Don't
On My
want you
Mind.
On my mind.
Fire.
That for her to not put that song on there.
Fire.
I don't know. That album was just chef's kiss, and that's why she's my wife, and we're gonna get married. I'm gonna do disgusting girl.
Weren't you making some of those sick tweets
I
to
was
her?
not. I laughed at some of them, but some of them were just foul.
No.
Some of them were actually like,
nah,
disgusting.
I'm not gonna lie. Like, that's actually scary.
No, it's actually
like
sick. What some people were saying, but and it's actually crazy that like, my unpopular opinion about her, I think she's what Erykah Badu and Sade was. I just think people don't want to say that because like the nostalgia and like they're just so like, I think Lauryn Hill's debut album was, what's it called?
the Miseducation of
That was her
Lauryn Hill.
debut album, so I don't know why that's
Grammy winning
I
album
don't
of
know
the
why
year.
that's so disrespectful to say. I think she's up there. Like, I think her pen is that good. I think the production that she gets is that good, and I think she's up there. I love her as a person. She's a beautiful face, beautiful body, beautiful personality as far as I know. Beautiful voice, and she made a beautiful album, and Lost and Found. Number 7. Speaking of self-titles, let's just say it's going to be one higher than this one, but this is arguably the biggest artist I think not arguably, this is the biggest artist of this century. Other than Eminem and Jay-Z, I don't know any other bigger artist Well, who are like the biggest artists of the century so far?
Adele.
No, the century.
Oh, Jay-Z and
Jay-Z, Eminem.
shit, Beyonce.
Speaking of her, I mean, I don't think there's any words that you can say about Beyonce that aren't anything new. She obviously had quality projects with quality songs on there. But this self-title was different. There was something different with the Beyonce self-title that was just... I don't know. I don't know. Like, mine, while obviously Drake is my favorite artist, probably of all time, Michael Jackson still has that crown, but let's be honest, it's Drake. Songs like Mine, songs like Partition, she just had so many songs on there that I was just breathtaking. With this album, it popularized. It wasn't the first, but it popularized surprise albums. It was just great. It was also introspective a little bit. Songs like Pretty Hurts was on there, so she got deeper and less than just like her, bangers bag, love songs bag. This was deeper than that. I love it. I don't know how else to describe it. I think Beyonce was she outdid herself with that one. And as far as I know, as far as I've listened, that's easily her best project. That's probably the reason why I don't like Lemonade as much, because you went from that to Lemonade, and I just moving on.
It's hard when you put out a big project and you have to follow that up.
Type shit.
It's actually almost impossible.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's true. It's just like expecting Jay-Z to drop Reasonable Doubt every time. It's probably not gonna happen. He didn't get close, or he may do it, but it's kind of difficult to ask for that again. Shout out to Bryson Tiller, he knows about that. The last one that we'll be talking about in my 6 through 10, I think it's gonna be a lot lower than he's gonna have it on his list. But I'm a film guy. I love movies. I love the cinematic experience. But if there's one album that has felt like a film, this artist has done it. Like, so much that when this album did not win best at least rap album of the year, and lost to Malcolm Moore's The Heist,
Oh,
I still think about that. Like, who voted on that? Do you listen? We don't listen to any song off of Malcolm Moore's The Heist anymore. We don't. We just simply don't.
Not even the little radio singles. Like,
we don't. We just don't. This album is arguably one of the best albums ever created. Like curated albums, it's one of those. Beginning to end, from the beginning, you get locked in with Shireen's story. What's it called?
Shireen, aka Master Splinter's daughter.
Yes.
That's a bag, bro.
Songs like Backseat Freestyle. I mean, songs like obviously Mad City, and then you had the Money Trees. No, is that Money Trees? Yeah.
Yeah.
The Art of Peer Pressure. Swimming pools. Swimming pools. Oh my gosh.
I ain't gonna lie, but that's actually one of the hardest radio singles.
Yes. Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe.
And then to put it to think, wow, this was still in the
part of the concept.
You know what I'm saying?
Good Kid, Mad City. Probably the best rap album of this decade. There's one that I have over it right now, but that's more of a me thing. But no, I don't think there's a better rap, strictly rap album better than Good Kid, Mad City. That's my 10 through 6. How you think? What do you think so far?
Anti.
I know you wasn't gonna like that one.
I just wasn't a big fan of it, man. I don't know. I mean, I can respect it. A lot of people love it. Just me, it don't hit me. Maybe how it hit y'all, but to me, it just didn't connect with me.
The album was hard.
I tried because he kept trying to push this agenda,
bro.
And I tried. I listened to it this last month. Just even trying to make sure my list was right. I listened to it 5 times. It just wasn't hidden. What did you have in 9?
Forest Hill.
Second best album by J. Cole.
That's cap.
Beautiful album by J. Cole. No features. Platinum, no features.
Double platinum. Double platinum. Get that right.
And I mean, you know what I'm saying? I can't even critique that album. That was a good album. Great album. And like he said, if we could put multiple albums by artists in there, it's in my top 10, no doubt. But we're going to keep it simple. Number
8, Lost and Found, Georgia.
Loved it. But of the decade?
Yes.
And
I obviously have like a little bit of like Georgia bias because that's my.
And I can respect, and I respect that because like you said, I mean, this has songs that I literally cried to.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Goodbye,
I'm a grown man. I'm like, music moving me like that, man, that says something. You know what I'm saying? Lifeboats, bag.
That just reminded me. She was really in that. She was talking about social classes.
Well, she was in her bag.
Yeah. Actually, you just convinced me. Yeah, of the decade, yes. Yeah, of the decade, yeah.
Let me see. What was it? 7? Yeah.
7 was. Good. No, not Good Kid. It was self-titled Beyonce.
I really do like that album. And like you said, as far as surprise albums go, no, it wasn't the first one, but I can't think of
without that album, we don't get albums released on Fridays. Exactly. Which I mean, that's all you see now.
She set the precedent.
She did.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think she definitely. I haven't heard anything better. You convinced me because I was saying I think Sasha Fierce or Dangerous. Which one was Me, Myself, and I was on? I think I was saying that. I went back.
Me, Myself, and I is in the Destiny Child song.
Nah,
that was probably on the very first one. Dangerous in Love.
Yeah, that's what it's on. At first, that's what I was saying. I ain't gonna lie, you convinced me. She's in that 11 through 20 with that, and then Good Kid 6, man. I think you'll be surprised where I actually have it, and just mind you, Kendrick is my favorite rapper, so I think you'll be very surprised where I have that at.
All right, what you got for me?
Now my top 10, man. I know you probably not you may not even listen to these first two. I'm gonna say, but I'm gonna start off with number 10. Saba, Care for Me.
Really?
Favorite album last year.
A lot of people liked it. Actually, a lot of people loved it. I listened to it. Okay. Actually, you can talk about it. Yeah, talk about
it. It just hit home with me, man. Especially that last year. I mean, everything. It almost felt like that was my album. You know what I'm saying? Like it almost felt like that was me talking. I mean, storytelling, and just to see how much he's grown as an artist. From the Bucket List Project, and you see him drop an album like this, where he's telling you his story without making a bad song. You know what I'm saying? That album, top to bottom, no skips, easy.
I liked it. I wasn't moved by as much as everybody else. But I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the project. Yeah.
Number 9, Big Crit, Forever is a Mighty Long Time. Bro. I'm just going to keep it real with you. It was a dude who just dropped a 2-sided album, and I was not moved by it at all. It kind of felt a little too long. This is one of them. It's longer, a little longer run time, 2 sides, but almost perfect. It's really a perfect album. I mean, I could run through that, no skips, just like any other album on this list. Having 2 sides, especially side B, where he's talking about himself as a person, not even the rapper. I mean, it's just amazing how you could see him, go from that hardcore, that southern rap, to him just. You're talking about himself as a person, man. I don't think anybody really. There's not too many rap albums better than that came out this decade. Did you listen to that?
I never finished it. Big Crit's not an artist that I would per se listen to.
I can respect that.
But I can see how he could relate to a lot of people. You and Tyler really loved the album. I believe Rashad loved it too. You guys really liked the album. I didn't really. It's not my cup of. And like that type of music is not like.
Not definitely. I definitely can see it's not for everybody, but. Damn near perfect album.
Mm-hmm. I respect it.
Number 8, you probably not gonna rock with me for this, bro, but Take Care by Drake. Number 8, beautiful album. I mean, that dropped 2011. I think I was in 7th grade, bro.
No,
You know what I'm saying? I had that. I mean, I got that album illegally. I downloaded that straight off the dark web. I had that John a week before it dropped. I ain't even gonna lie to you. And the thing from 2011, I mean, we're in 2019. That album still to this day, you know what I'm saying? He had a 3 Stacks feature, first of all, that was just beautiful. Beautiful. Perfect. Take Care is at number 8. And you know what I'm saying? You gotta respect that, man. I see the look on your face. Drake was in his bag, but Take Care, you have to put it at number 8. I can just see that you don't rock with that. Number 7, No Name, Telephone. Probably to me. I know we have a lot of differences within the group, but to me, best female rap album of this decade. Best female rap album of this decade. I mean, and this album was so interesting because you have these dark beats, or you have my bad. You have these dark lyrics over these beats that kind of uplift you, and it puts you in such a good mood. It's almost like, I don't know, I'm not even sure what I get from that album at times. It's like, I remember that thing dropping on Spinrilla. It wasn't even on Apple Music first or Spotify. And man, that album is, like I said, best female rap album of the decade, easy.
Better than Rhapsody's debut?
Rhapsody's debut was hard, but it's not, to me, it's not even close, man. That was...
My issue with No Name is I'm just over her kind of like blank delivery. I can't vibe with it. And I mean, I'm like, okay, what are we doing here? Like,
I get it. I get it, but most definitely number 7. I think that's pretty fair. I can't see any. Like I said, that's the best female rap album of the decade, but I don't see too many other. Like I said, I don't have too many other rap albums over this. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, now we'll mention Peak Friday. Nicki Minaj, I guess you have to put.
What year was that?
2010.
That shit feels like forever ago, bro.
Yeah. I mean, it was forever ago. It was a while ago, yeah.
And for me, my number 6, J. Cole, Born Sinner. By far his best project. This is like peak. This is literally peak J. Cole. This is literally peak J. Cole. I mean, he's giving you stories. He's giving you bars. And see me, when I first got it, I had the deluxe edition. But just regular album runtime, Born Sinner, the last song, he doesn't have a song better than that to this day. Forest Hills Drive doesn't have a song better than that. That's just real. And I see the look on your face. Born Sinner, Jermaine Cole was in his bag. Illuminati to the song Born Sinner, there's nothing he put out better than that. And then if you listen to the deluxe edition, I mean, he didn't even miss on that. It literally, that sounds like the album is still going. He didn't compromise anything by putting that on there, bro. But I want to know what you think.
I'm gonna go 10-3-6. You said Saba's, just not my cup of tea. I know a lot of people love the album. I think a lot of like my music heads that I know, I think I would like to hear their opinion on that. They said Big Crit, same thing. I think that's more like for like your music heads. That the music heads that I know. Great album from everything I've heard. I mean, I gotta respect it. Number 8, you said Skip.
Oh, come on, bro.
Number 7, No Name. I just can't get over her blank delivery. It's boring to me. It's like, yeah. I guess it's unique to her, but to me, it's like, at least seem enthusiastic about what you're rapping about, man. I feel like you're just telling me how you feel over a beat. How do you feel about what you're saying, you know? Don't get no excitement, you know. You know, it's that Roddy Ricch, that War Baby. I felt that. I feel like it was from the Pavement. I was the type of niggas that will rob the robbers. Bro, no one will say, I feel like I was one of the niggas that will rob the robbers. Like, how did that make you feel, bro? That was my only problem with No Name. And you said number 6.
Bro, that's his best project.
Born Sinner is a phenomenal album. Songs like Forbidden Fruit. Me and my bitch took a little trip down to the garden. Took a little dip. Oh no. Dude really used Kendrick for a hook. Not even a verse, for a hook. That's actually very cocky of you.
Very.
It was a great album. Crooked Smile was on there. I like it a lot.
One thing I say about J. Cole though, he is one of the only artists where he doesn't necessarily have like a best album, like as far as like it's almost like widely respected. You know, with Kendrick, most people are gonna say Good Kid, Mad City, you know, and it's just respected. But with J. Cole, you hear Forest Hills Drive, you hear Sideline Story, you hear Born Sinner. It's really interesting to see.
I think that's what makes him kind of like more of a dynamic person to like just debate about, because I think but then again, all three of four of Kendrick's albums are all different in his approach. You know, the Section 80 is just talking about like shit in LA. Him growing up.
That shit is hard.
Good Kid, Mad City is him telling you the story through like a younger gaze, with also like, I mean, that's when he really had the Drake cosign. So obviously, it was basically Section 80 on steroids. And then T-Pab was more like the conscious funk, jazz, soul kind of thing. So it was different. And then Damn just felt like a commercial conscious album. You know?
Yeah.
Nothing really deeper than that per se. Whilst Cole is kind of like this. You know what you're getting. With a Cole album, to where like he's just done it 3 different times. So it just depends on which one you like better. I just think Forest Hill Drive was just that much better, and he did it without any features.
It was not. That album was hard, but
he did it without any features.
He doesn't have a song better than Born Sinner on any of those albums.
Bro, he had Attila 2 Cities.
Hard.
Last night we pull up on the nigga at the light, like, like nigga, he had the laugh in it. Nice watch, run it. He did that like that ice you got on. Run it.
Nah, that album
hard.
Like I said,
bro, you remember the first time you listened to Wet Dreams? When you heard that plot, you was like, exactly.
Especially with Cole, I definitely find him more relatable, especially on that album more than any. It's super relatable. But Born Sinner, man, that's just.
I think this is less about like. This is less about which album's worse and just which album's better. I think we just disagree on which one's better, most definitely.
Straight up.
I'm not even gonna acknowledge the verdict. Jesus Christ.
Now you need to though.
I'm not. We'll
get to it though.
So I'll do 5 through 2. You know my number 1, so that doesn't really matter.
Same.
Number 5. This is an album I didn't like the first time I listened to it. I remember I listened to the day it came out. It came out September 4th, 2015. I listened to it. I was like, I downloaded one song off of it. Like, I bought it, paid money for it actually, because I support black artists. I mean, he already had a single that was on there, so obviously I already heard that was over it by that time, and I just thought the album was And then in November, so it's 2 months later, I finally got Spotify. Like this is when like streaming was becoming inevitable. So I tried the Spotify Premium for like a month, and I was like, "Wait, is this what life can be?" At any moment you can have a song. And the album I listened to again just to test it out was Rodeo by Travis Scott. I don't even know where to start. This was I don't know. I genuinely don't know where to start. This is what made it seem like Kanye's vision had finally turned into somebody else. And he just, while it was very reminiscent of Kanye, it was more of a darker and more sinister, more sinister is I believe the perfect word to describe Kanye versus Travis Scott. And this album literally exemplifies that from the beginning of Pornography to Oh My This Side, which I think is probably the best duo, one of the best duos ever made, and I mean in all genres.
Damn.
I mean that in all genres, one of the best duos in all genres.
What's the best song on that album?
I don't have one. I keep flip flopping. It's either that or Impossible. Actually, my favorite one was Marie, I'm Drunk.
I wasn't moved by that much.
I loved it. He brought out some of the best performances from Thug and Justin Bieber on one song, and the way it starts is so melodic, angelic, but also has that like sinister. It has like it's like it's so like his sound is so dynamic and so different from not anything we've heard, but it's very different. Songs like Impossible, I love so much. I think I've talked about 90210. I mean,
it
speaks for itself.
That's actually probably like a top 5 song this decade. I'm not even gonna cap, bro. That's like
that may be a little bit of cap, but
that may be a little bit of cap. I ain't gonna lie, but
like this album's up there already. Songs like what was I about to say? Apple Pie, I think is one of those like underground bangers that happened. Antidote was one of the biggest songs that year.
Last verse.
Apple Pie of what verse?
Of Antidote.
I don't know. I don't remember it right now. I'm blanking. I mean the last verse of Oh My This Side was just I mean he had songs like Flying High. He had what's the song? I can tell you about the nights I'm Fort Bend. Yeah, I'm from Fort Bend. That shit hit me. I can tell. He was just in a piss on your grave with Kanye. 3500. Jesus Christ. That's off the dome. I'm not even looking at track list and I can rename these songs. It was just that good, and especially coming from Days Before, which is arguably, I think, the best mixtape this decade. Best mixtape. Other than Sorry for the Wait, I think it's the best. I can say right now it's the best mixtape that came out this decade. Yeah, so for him to follow up that with Rodeo, and it's why I don't love Birds and Astro World and especially Huncho Jack, because I love Rodeo this much that I put Travis to some sort of upper echelon I don't think he could have ever achieved.
He set the bar so high.
He set too high for himself.
It's like we were talking about earlier. He put it so high. It's like he probably won't ever reach that. Mm-hmm. So, and everything he drops, you're gonna be like, well, it's not Rodeo.
It's not that, and that's my fault, but it's unavoidable. Everything I listen to, I immediately put it next to Rodeo, and maybe that's not fair. And that's why I started to like Astro a little bit more after the fact, because I was able to distance myself from it. Mm-hmm. That's why I didn't like Birds as much, because Birds was the direct sequel to it, and to this day, I still have not been able to shake that. Astro World at least had 3 years of removed from it, so I was able to kind of grow out of it, but still, it just wasn't Rodeo. Number 4. This is probably gonna be a lot higher on your list, but this album I just listened to this year for the first time, like actually as a mature adult, and it's a masterpiece. That's all I'm gonna say. It's just a masterpiece. It's probably the best produced album of this decade. I think I can say that. I think it's
That's actually no cap.
Arrangement-wise,
that's actually no cap.
This man, obviously, we've already talked about one of the most influential people ever. But he made a hip hop rock album, and I didn't know I needed that in my life. The way he uses like just regular instrumentation with like just regular pianos, but like. There's an interlude he made for another song that the interlude is almost as good as the song. And it's just a beat just with like just the raw instruments. My Dark Twisted Fantasy is just great. It's just great. People can say the album is carried by all the features it has, which I mean, yes, there's some of those legendary features on there.
Like
Pusha T dropped like 3 legendary features on there.
This is the one time I've said it's actually okay to be bodied on your whole album and not be a problem.
What's up, man? Oh, yeah. Gross had how many amazing features on there?
He may have one of the hardest verses ever. He made a music video for the verse.
He did.
Just him.
Mm-hmm.
That's how hard that was.
This decade, he also did say, I slipped the Molly in her champagne. She didn't even know it. Took home my fun with it. She didn't even know it. He also said that this decade too.
And you bumped that.
I did.
Saha the Prince actually.
No, that whole So Appalled. Oh my, like they niggas was going bar for bar the whole. I'm like, and thing is like that album has so many long songs, and then it starts saying like, damn, this long, and you and that whole just oh the whole stuff like no cap. My neck was hurting after I was done with it, 'cause I was like,
Bro, that's so up. Pusha T said, I never met a bitch that didn't need a little guidance. So I dismiss her past until she upsets your highness. That nigga
Runaway.
That's like one of the most, like, everybody knows that. I'm almost sure everybody knows that.
Just a key. Just him playing a key.
You hear that one,
like,
you hear the first key, I think everybody thinks Runaway.
That's how legendary that album was. I think, yeah. It speaks for itself. Number 3. Speaking of number 3, you know, another word for 3 is try. This person was this close to being in the Drake sweatshop, but he saw the light, and I want to thank him for that. Because if he didn't, I think we would have been robbed of all the greatness he has dropped since then. But at the beginning of this decade, he dropped 3 of arguably the best 3 mixtapes ever. Ever.
That's real talk.
Ever. And one of them, I think, is the only one giving it a run for its money with Days Before, the middle one. So what he did was, my first album is going to be all 3 of those mixtapes together. But I'm going to go back and remaster them, because obviously I wasn't at the place I was now, so I'm going to go back and remaster them. And when I go back through that 27 to 30 song track list, I don't think I can say this song sucks. There's a song that's 6 minutes long that I think maybe the best song made this decade. The after party, the party in the after party is just he was in his bag with that one. I already spoken about Michael Jackson, maybe my favorite artist. And he made a song. He covered that song, Dirty Diana, that Michael Jackson made. And he made an argument, at least, as to which one was better. Trilogy by The Weeknd is just... I think it's a masterclass by an R&B. It's the best R&B album this decade. Oh, no. Technically, it's not, because we're going to get to that one. But he was just in a different bag with that one. So much so that it took him until last year to make something as good as that.
Even close. He was another one to do too. He came out the gate and
He set the bar too high.
He set the bar too high.
Kissland may not be that bad, but you can't follow something like Trilogy with something like Kissland. You just can't. Like, if he dropped My Dear Melancholy after that, okay. But no, not Kissland.
He set the... I mean, like, I don't think he will drop anything like this, even in that atmosphere.
I think after... Well, actually, with those 2 singles, while they're good, nothing will... They're not Trilogy level.
Like I said, I don't think he's going to be in that same atmosphere anymore. Which is also kind of good, just because where he was as a person,
yeah,
too.
I mean, yeah, he was on drugs.
You know what I'm saying?
He was more heartbroken back then, but still, bro, like, songs like Wicked Games, songs like Initiation.
Let me look at that track list, actually.
Pull up the track list. I need that. I just think The Weeknd was just in such a different bag that I do not blame him for not getting into the Drake sweatshop. You look at that track list, it's 2 hours, and that's a movie length.
So that's longer than a movie. Shit.
And for you to drop a project that long
with no misses, you know what I'm saying?
I think only 3 features. I think, or 2 features. I think 2 of them are Drake.
Yeah.
Or if it's just 1.
Juicy J.
Yeah. You don't have many features on there.
Yeah, 2. That 28, bro. That's my honorable mention. I actually forgot. That's an honorable mention.
And that's a hell of an honorable
mention. But best R&B album of the decade was... We'll get to that.
Are you gonna...
We'll get to that.
Wait. Am I thinking of... Okay. I would just say the first I'm thinking of, honorable mention. I think I think we're on the same page. His album wasn't that good to be this high.
Bro,
We'll talk about it.
We'll get to it.
My last one of this 2 through 5 is this album came out any other decade is number 1. AJ already teased this one as having probably the best run of songs, like quality wise, ever. Song 1 through 9, if not more. Actually, let me pull up the track list. But song 1 through 5 by itself is so quality that I don't think it's realistic.
Is that intro his best?
I think the intro is probably the best intro this decade. Yes. I don't know a better intro than
I can see that. I know some people who would argue that's probably not even his best intro.
The one that came out, which one? What was his intro for Wasteland?
Wait a minute. Wait. You have that at number 2?
Uh-oh. I guess I might as well speak on it. Hosier self-titled is number 2.
Oh my god!
Because that first run of 9 songs is just so great, and then Cherry Wine on top of that is just phenomenal.
You actually caught me off guard with that. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm gonna break this down to you.
Yikes!
For you guys that don't know, "Take Me to Church," a song basically depicting both sides of the gay debate. Especially in 2014, that was actually a different debate than it is now. Because I mean, now it's kind of like, all right, like, but at that time we were still getting to the place to where we were now. So that song was very powerful at the time. You know, speaking about how a lot of people go to church and they're condemned about being gay, but a lot of those people aren't the cleanest people per se. It's one of the most. And this song is such a testament to how good this music is that blindly you can just listen to it and just enjoy these songs. But when you go deeper into these lyrics and everything, you get a completely different experience with Hosier, with both this one and Wasteland Baby, that I think pound for pound, he was the best artist this decade. Pound for pound. Like, project by project, per se. The best artist this decade.
Those 2 albums are like... That
Take Me to Church, Angela Small Death and Codeine Scene, Jackie and Wilson, Someone New, To Be Alone, From Eden, In a Week, Sedated, Work Song, and then Cherry Wine.
This actually probably not a better run.
I don't think so. Those first 9 songs, like I said, the fact that it ends with Work Song is just OP.
I actually did not see this coming at 2 though. Honestly,
Number 2.
You actually threw a curveball on that.
Self-titled.
You actually threw a curveball on that. Nah.
All right, what do you think about that 2 through 5?
What was your 5?
Rodeo.
I really enjoyed Rodeo. And I would, honestly, I would actually say this is where Kanye got his TLOP. This was like that inspiration.
You think so?
That's what I would say. Because, you know, I think Kanye, he's definitely been one of the biggest influences in hip-hop. Mm-hmm. But he's also kind of leached off of others at the same time while doing that.
Not kind of. He just has. But I guess that's what's brilliant about him is that he takes the best part of other people and just makes arguably better.
Graduation. I'm thinking T-Pain a lot on that and on 808s as well.
People.
Well, Cuddy and Pain.
Yeah.
But then, you know, to me, I definitely see the life of Pablo from Rodeo in a way, especially the way. No, not too many people use auto-tune the way Travis Scott can, and
I think he's the best ever. T-Pain was great and all, but
he was like the first who was really using it. You know what I'm saying? So the ones who come after you are naturally just gonna probably find a way to make that better.
Auto-tune is just beyond.
But Rodeo number 5, I definitely can respect that. Great album. I know a lot of people who love that album, so. I love the album, so I'm not even gonna hate.
I wonder what Tommy's. No, I don't even want to hear what Tommy's would be.
I'm gonna hit him up. I need to hear that list because it's gonna probably make me mad.
It's probably piss me off. He's probably gonna put Dial It number 2.
He's actually probably one of the. He listens to good music, but then his favorite music is the stuff that I'm
crazy.
like. But we'll get to him on another day.
Number 4 is Dark Twisted. My Dark Twisted Fantasy.
I agree. Number 4 is a good spot for it. Dark Twisted Fantasy, like you said, the best produced album, arranged album of this decade. He used the instruments. He used himself better than by far not his best album, but his like most creative album.
It's up there. I think it may be.
It's his most creative album for sure, but I'm not ready to crown it the number 1 Ye album. One thing,
It's that. Imagine being that good of an artist.
Nah, straight up.
That's crazy.
That album is hard. Number 3. What was your 3? Trilogy. Great album. 30 songs. No skips. That's
actually an achievement.
You know what I'm
that
saying?
should be a world record.
That's like
where's
on
Guinness?
that's like on the PlayStation. You know what I'm saying? You get your achievement.
Yeah.
That's some like nobody really does that. 30 songs. This something usually it's something like I'm gonna cut this out, or I'll skip this. I'm not gonna download this track. Trilogy is a masterpiece. You know what I'm saying? And number 2, like I said, you threw a curveball. I thought that was your number 1 actually. So now I know what your number 1 is, but that shocked me. So let me get into my list.
Okay.
And I think I'm actually probably gonna shock you with this one. Number 5, Kendrick Lamar, Good Kid, Mad City.
Okay.
Like I said, Kendrick Lamar is my favorite rapper. Top to bottom, this album it's a movie. Like I remember this dropping. I was in 8th grade. This came out my mom's birthday. I don't think I've been so excited for an album in my life actually dropping. I've been a big K-Dot fan, but man, I literally feel like I was in the back seat with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, and especially 8th grade. I wasn't too big into music like I am now, but this was a masterpiece. Like, I don't think I have a rap album. Actually, I do have a rap album over this. Good Kid, Mad City, top to bottom. Especially we get the song 10, Sing About Me, I'm Dying to Thirst.
Chill, bro.
12 minutes.
Chill, bro.
That's one of the other songs that made me shed a tear, bro. That shit was so hard. Like I said, I literally felt like I was in the story. Like I felt for them, everybody. Well, let me just get into number 4. We actually agree. Twisted Fantasy, bro.
Yeah.
That's
a hip hop rock album.
That. Let me just say one more thing. Nicki Minaj bodied everybody on Monster.
I think she had the best verse on the album. That verse is why I give Nicki so much shit. Like now, you set the bar too high for yourself.
You got to think who she was on that song with: Rick Ross, Kanye, Jay-Z, and bodied him.
Bon Iver
bodied him. Everybody.
She has 32 bars on there. I don't even think it's 16. I think it was like 32. That was a lot
and then
of bars.
The way she was switching the flow, she was switching personas. I
pull up in that monster or the little gangster with that bad bitch that came from Sri Lanka. And I mean, I come to Kalanamidi Wanka. You could be the queen that watched the crank.
That was so appalled. Everybody barring me to
death, bro.
Death.
Barring me to death.
Rick Ross, best verse on the album.
It's up there. If it's not Nicki's, that one.
The dude dropped a music video just for that verse. Kanye not even in the video, just Rick Ross. That just says something about how big that verse was.
That guitar riff by itself.
Kanye West, I mean, we almost begin to see the decline of Kanye West a little bit after this.
I mean, I loved Pablo. I loved Pablo. Just, he dropped Yay, then he just dropped Jesus is King.
One thing I'll say about Kanye, though, he'll never miss production-wise. He will never miss.
Most definitely.
And that's why I have to respect him.
I would love to see him turn to Dr. Dre. I'm just going to be behind the scenes. I'm waiting for that phase of Kanye's life.
Or even like for real, you know what I'm saying? Even if you don't have to be, you don't have to rap on the, you know what I'm saying? You just be a part of it.
And Dre even like later in his career, while he still was just a producer, was dropping like little snippets, like even on the Slim Shady LP, which that's high on another list. He had his little cameos here and there, and that's enough. You're Kanye enough to like just hearing you here and there will be enough for us. But seeing him really take a back seat, and I would love to see like a Chance project by Kanye.
I would too.
Like things like that.
Because I definitely think he needs to redeem himself.
Oh, he does.
Like
Jesus King was. We've forgotten about it already.
Jesus King, Ye, and even Kids See Ghosts, which sounds really, you know what I'm saying? It's different. And it's crazy how he maneuvers through all these, but just as a whole, I couldn't get behind it. Mm-hmm. But my number 3, you gonna kill me for this. Brent Faiyaz, Saunders Son. Best R&B album of this decade. There's no way it's this high. Nah, bro.
There's no way it's this high.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I almost debated putting this in number 2. Like
nah, bro.
When I was doing my top 3,
bro. Even the EP kind of washes this.
Nah, man. I'm not gonna lie.
That EP low-key washes this.
And the thing about this one is those the 2 songs on there, and even the interludes for those 2 songs with where it's 2 tracks on one, like First World Problem, Nobody Cares, and then Saunders Son. I mean that's actually probably both of those songs together. Probably
your
like
daddy don't give a fuck. Ain't gonna give a fuck. Your daddy, yeah.
That album hit me. Just it almost hit me too hard.
It's a great album. Great.
I mean, to me, it has to be the best R&B album of the decade. The production is really, it's simple. Because I know we talk about this a lot. You talk about how it's too simple for you, but it's almost perfect though. You know what I'm saying?
I think because I was used to how grand and extravagant his production could be, especially with Lonely AM EP. I was waiting for at least one of those grand, like songs like Lovely, Poison. Maybe I don't expect you to do it all the time, but you've shown me what you can do, so I would want that. It's kind of the same thing while we were kind of disappointed with Jesus King, is because we've seen you do Ultralight Beam. Yeah. Give us... Let's at least get something like that, to where like I feel like we can get like we pretty much got the same like kind of mellow, kind of like chilled out Brent Faiyaz for like the whole thing. The most upbeat guess is Talk to You, which is like the R&B throwback to like the 2000s, which I really enjoyed. I just felt like if we had gotten like those songs here and there, I really enjoyed it. I like the intro home is that hit me. I was about to say that hit me. That most definitely. I mean, if we're talking about EPs and like mixtapes projects, Lonely AM definitely gets a shout from me. But Saunders Son, I just think lacked in that, like at least 1 or 2 of those grandiose, like, yo, okay, that's the Brent Faiyaz I like.
No, I definitely respect that. And my number 2, Hozier, probably the greatest run of music this decade.
Yes, probably of all time. Other than Thriller, though there was only 9 songs, and obviously all 9 of them are, are the best album ever made. Those run of 9 songs are just.
I mean, it's and his voice just takes me.
It's crazy because like I be like forgetting how good his voice is.
Yeah, nah. Like, when I seen him performing in that the subway, yep. Ooh. Mm-hmm. When I seen him perform it, like his voice, I mean, there's not too many people who are even competing with him in that category. Mm-hmm. And then this penmanship alone, he can tell a story. You know what I'm saying? And
to say the least, his pen is crazy.
It's actually kind of scary. You know what I'm saying?
Like his pen is crazy. Like he's a poet. He's genuinely a poet who can just really sing really well and has some of the best production ever.
And that's Hosier, self-titled, number 2, easy. Could have made a case for number 1, but I feel too strongly for it, and it really did a lot for me.
I feel you.
So I mean, what you think of that?
I think we pretty much agree. I mean,
yeah, we for the most part
we shared on 2 of those. I pretty much agree with you. All right, so we pretty much know each other's number 1. I think that's why you're upset that I put yours where you put. You're upset that I put yours where I put it, and vice versa. So we're gonna say it on 3. We're gonna say it one. We're gonna say it on 1.
We're gonna say ours.
I'm gonna say 3, 2, and then say it. Our number 1. So I'm gonna say 3, 2. Then we're both gonna say it. All right. Our number 1 album of the decade is 3, 2. Take
Adele,
Care.
21.
Take Care by Drake. You go first.
Man, I'm not even gonna lie. Adele 21. I think I was in 7th grade when that dropped too. I couldn't even just emotionally. I wasn't even connecting with what she was saying, but she sounded so angelic. Almost.
She's what you think Rod Wave talks about. The credit you give to Rod Wave is what she actually
Rod
does.
Wave go crazy. I'm
No,
not
he
gonna
doesn't.
lie. Conversations in the dark.
Shut up. You be talking about what we heard them. You just be saying them freaking vague statements.
Before we even get to bro, man, you gotta think. Come on, where he come from, man. He not supposed to talk about his feelings.
Okay, but then how much content can you squeeze out by not talking about what actually hurts?
Bro, just when you may be talking to your girl and she trying to figure out what's wrong, man. Nothing, man. You may
but
hide
obviously, in that moment, I don't want to talk with my girl. But obviously, he wants to talk when he makes music.
He wants to talk, but then maybe when he get to the booth, it's
scary.
Hey. Anyways, man, Rod Wave, Ghetto Gospel, honorable mention for the year.
Huh?
For the year. Let's get that clear. Anyways, Adele 21. Like I said, I couldn't really connect with what she was saying emotionally when that dropped, but it sounded so good. And like I said, that's 2011. It's 2019. I'm 21 years old. That album, not even if it's just not heartbreak from a girlfriend or something, that album makes me cry every time I listen to it. She was my most listened to artist on Spotify. I think I had 54 hours. She has 3 albums. You know what I'm saying?
True. When that new one dropping?
Shit, man, the way you made it seem, it was supposed to come out this year, man. You had my hype. You had me hype.
Man, that's your fault.
You had me.
I sent you that hoax.
Man, I was hurt.
You ain't see no check by that name, bro. Gotta see if there's a check by that.
Man, I was hurt.
It's like them hip hop sites. They be like, "This is dropping." Shut the hell up.
Adele 21, just actually top to bottom, there's no skip on that album. One and Only, probably the best song she's ever made. She's covered a really good song too, but best song she's ever made, One and Only by far. I mean, I could really talk about this for hours. So
I can't really debate this. I can't debate anything what you just said. It's a phenomenal album. Me personally in my life, I just connected to 10 more. Better than it was literally number 11.
I can respect that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's all. All right. When we talk about things that influence your life, things that shape your life, there are things that you come to mind even when you just say that. Me personally, entertainment wise, I can think of Michael Jackson's Thriller and Bad, and Remember the Time. Not necessarily the Dangerous album, but Remember the Time especially, which is my favorite song of all time. Usher's Confession album. Movies wise, I think of obviously The Dark Knight, The Wolf of Wall Street, Whiplash, movies in that ilk. But there's only been one album that has affected me the way this album affected me. So even one artist who has affected me the way Drake has. And Take Care was just an embodiment of all of those things. To where, like, this album reminded me, like, why I understand people don't like him as much anymore. Because this album pretty much shaped this decade, in my opinion. Or at least through black people. Like, hip-hop and R&B ran through Drake. Like, that, the blood of that, not every artist, but if you want to be successful, some of the most successful artists were kids of him. I think every R&B artist of this decade took out of every R&B this decade was dark. That started with The Weeknd, and the person who popularized it was Drake. You know, we don't get Saunders if we don't get Take Care. I don't even think Trilogy is successful if we don't get Take Care. And also, even with the R&B sides of this album, we get some of the best hip hop that we've ever heard. Songs like The Motto is one of the best. Like, you in the car chilling with your niggas, you know, doing a mop to that glass. Songs like Headlines was one of the biggest rap songs of the time.
That shit was so hard.
A 3 Stacks feature. The Ride, bro, he was barring us to death on that one. Marvin's Room, arguably the best song of this decade. Cameras, Over My Dead Body, probably the second best intro this decade. Shot for Me.
But I couldn't even relate to that at the time.
I couldn't,
and it was so hard.
Tears. And now, he has just become so influential, and Drake is obviously my number one artist this decade. I want to talk about him for a little bit, because if I'm feeling any sort of emotion, there's a Drake song, or at least a Drake lyric. And I mean everything that has happened in my life, there is a Drake song that has carried me through it, because he has said something that helped me. Like, me and Drake actually have almost parallel lives. With his relationship with his mom, his relationship with his dad. Let's just say the situation that happened this year that Drake spoke about very recently, that if it wasn't for one of the songs on one of those projects that he just dropped, I don't know how I would have went through it. And Take Care just being this album of Over My Dead Body, Shot for Me, Headlines, Crew Love, Take Care, Marvin's Room, Buried Live, Interlude. We don't get... Yeah, we get Kendrick Lamar, but put Kendrick Lamar on. Like, let's be honest. He gave Kendrick Lamar his biggest shout. Underground Kings, We'll Be Fine, Make Me Proud, Lord Knows, Cameras, Doing It Wrong, The Real Her, Look What You Done, Hell Yeah, Fucking Right, Practice, The Ride, The Motto. 19 songs, 19 classics. Drake was just that nigga this decade. And I mean, even if he's not your cup of tea, which I know to a lot of people is not, you just can't deny it. He gave us the best diss track of this decade. Like, I want you to say, like, that's how influential he was. He gave us the best diss track of this decade. One of the best beefs this decade. One of the best albums this decade. Became the person that, if you had the Drake co-sign the Drake stimulus package, you were the next. From 2012, 2018, featuring Drake, actually till now, with Summer Walker that we just saw being this year. We saw with Versace, we got Migos. We saw with Fetty Wap. Actually, Fetty Wap was already big, but My Way was,
that's actually who we forgot when we were saying. We didn't mention Drake when we were talking about biggest artists. We said Eminem and Jay-Z.
Of the century, you already put him in there. Because Drake was from 2009.
Well, yeah,
so,
but I mean,
Eminem already has 9 whole years on him. Jay-Z already has 9 whole years on him. So for Beyonce,
like, honestly, I think Drake is the biggest artist right now.
Oh, he is.
And that, you know what I'm saying. And that says a lot. Like I think everybody knows Drake, whether you love him, hate him, like him. You know what I'm saying?
So much that I think the Flog Gnaw situation was. It was just bizarre to me. Do you like regardless of what you think about him, like
he's got songs. You know what I'm saying? That like I said, Drake is
you're just forcing at that point.
Drake isn't my favorite rapper, but I would respect everything he's done, every record he's broken. Just because, for one, that's just big for hip hop. Period. You know what I'm saying?
3 number ones last year. 3 number ones. We don't even see a number one in hip hop like often. He had 3 in 1 year. That's so big.
Another thing, when we talk about his influence, he's been so big. He kind of made it cool to where men are like actually on the song talking about how they feel again. Because he got clowned when he first came out. You know, the people, you know, maybe like my big brother, my big cousin, something. Oh, you know, that nigga soft, that blah blah blah. But I mean, now like we got the young boys. You know what I'm saying? We got the Rod Waves who actually, you know, get on here and they're screaming their feelings, and he made that cool again. Just realistically, his influence is everywhere.
Vulnerability became a thing because of Drake. Kanye obviously like started that, but let's be honest, Kanye's biggest weakness has always been his pen. So we basically got somebody with the artistic level, not necessarily like production wise, because Drake had 40, who I think is
hunched over like he's 8.
Think of producers. I think we could all agree. I think he's at least this decade. I think he's, if it's not Kanye, if it's not
Pharrell, who still has his.
Pharrell's catalog still is incredible.
He has his hand on everything. It's actually crazy when you like.
Yeah, when you go back and like look at like the plaques that he has, I'm like, that. Yeah, it's crazy. 40 is at least top 3, if not number 2. Pharrell's like the only person like really giving him more for his money, in my opinion. Like we basically got a person like Kanye who could get vulnerable, who also had that artistic thing to him. If we just got somebody with a better pen, yes, he had the ghostwriting stuff, but let's be honest, only one of those songs that we actually were confirmed with a rapping song, and it was a verse that really, let's be honest, nobody listening to this. Well, 90% of people listening to this cannot tell me the song that I'm referencing that, but those are reference track of the rap song. All the other ones were them singing ass songs that are reference tracks to really just the chorus. And I mean, yeah, you can say that was a blemish, but let's be honest. Like, let's move on. Like, I mean, yeah, it hurts me because like I can't debate Drake as much as I would want to because the ghostwriting thing does help. The issue is if you think your favorite rapper does not get help, sorry, but
everybody gets help.
You're in for a rude awakening. Just letting you know.
I mean, you credit somebody if I was writing a song and you gave me one line, you know, I'm putting you in on the little digital book you get if you buy music still. You know what I'm saying? You see that it's there.
I'm just letting you know. Like, if you don't know that, like your favorite artist gets help, yeah, you're in for a rude awakening. But Drake has just given us so many moments to take, so many memes. So the rap like back to back was just that was a moment.
That was hard.
The Pusha T thing, wow, you know, say what you want. W Freestyle was just a banger, and the memes that we did get from a story of Adidon was worth it. Drake didn't sound the same for 2 weeks to me, but eventually I got over it. I mean, obviously, I mean, the situation was kind of like difficult. The story of Adidon, because like I understood where he's coming from. Like Drake did not gain anything from actually responding. Like if you look at it from like an objective point of view, he didn't gain anything by like if he like actually responded.
As fans, though, we wanted it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wanted it.
Oh, I wanted that really badly. Like I wanted that for my honor. But like he wasn't really gonna gain anything by responding. He was really just gonna gain like, oh yeah, you can go at like credible people. But Drake has never been the person that was like. I mean, then again, yes, he's always tried to bar you to death, but it really wasn't gonna gain anything. Overall, this decade he did not receive L's, and Take Care started it so much that he still gets criticized for his projects. That we've talked about so many artists today that have gotten criticized because You set the bar so fucking high. Actually, I think all of these artists that we've spoken about, these are their first few projects, other than Kanye.
Yeah.
Other than who else did we talk about? That like there wasn't like their first few ones. Like, oh shit,
Beyonce, Rihanna.
Finally. So, and we talked about at least 15 different artists, and a lot of these artists have dropped projects after them, and they haven't. They've all paled in comparison. It's just crazy how somehow, some way, you can hit so much of a homer, and then somehow it's just like, dang, can you really follow it up? Hopefully, Drake is taking the whole year off. Drake only dropped. You only did features this year. He had two of his own songs. You had a break. Last time you had a break, you dropped If You're Reading This Is Too Late. That was great. I need another one. I need a banger from you. I want you to start the new decade off how you start this one.
This new decade is gonna be interesting.
This new decade. I mean, now we're
2020.
Now we're gonna see the new people. Because that's the scary thing. Like, imagine like if you did like the list of like 2009. Who you're like, dang, like Jay-Z's eventually gonna have to like, how can he keep going? Eminem, all these artists, and now seeing that Drake is up there, Hosier is up there, all these artists up there. I don't know who it could be this next decade. I have no idea, and because Drake is gonna fall off one day, and I don't know if that's how I'm gonna deal with that.
That gets scary, man.
It's scary
because that's like watching, like Kobe Bryant. You know what I'm saying? We watched him all the way to the end. It's like, it sucks that I have to see you in this light that I've never seen you in before.
Like, that's why I hope that everybody retires early. Dude, retire. Do not drop that last album that was like the one that should have been the one right before your last one. End on a high note, please.
That's why I respect Andre 3000 for that interview we just did, because he walked away from the game because he sees where he's at, and he knows he may not be able to hit that again or get to where he was at. You have to respect that, because I'm scared that J. Cole gives me another KOD. I'm gonna lose.
And that's you.
And that's my opinion.
I would enjoy another KOD.
But I did, because he's supposed to be dropping next year. Kendrick's allegedly supposed to be dropping next year.
Kendrick has to, because it's been 3 fucking years.
It's been forever.
We're waiting.
You make me wait this long. It's got to be heat, though.
Like that whole year, he had no choice but for that to be fired.
Nah.
You made me wait 5 years.
But he didn't disappoint, though. That's for sure.
At all. Like, if I could redo this list, I think Wasteland Baby is probably like number 7.
That's
around there. If I redo this list, Nothing Was the Same as...
What, 2?
I don't fucking know. That shit is definitely up there.
Like, going back and listening to Nothing Was the Same, because I remember the first time I listened to it, I had already heard all the songs and I didn't even know.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Every song was a banger. It almost seemed like you could have played any song on that album on the radio. And so when I had finally went into it, I'm like, damn, I've heard all of these. And this shit is like slap after slap after slap. And Drake has never been just my biggest cup of tea, but that Nothing Was the Same as actually, you know what I'm saying? Like,
that was some gas.
Like, rap wise, that's his best like rap album. Take Care was such like
if you're reading this is up there.
That's fair, but I ain't gonna lie. Nothing Was the Same. That's why it's good that we did one album per artist,
because it actually made it easier for us in the long run.
And it would just look a little clunky.
Yeah,
and
it would just look like you're basically riding somebody, for the whole time. And Drake also had one of the most dominant year this decade. 2015, Drake was Kobe-like. Was that meme of LeBron when he was in Miami? He had the head down. That 2015 Drake was so bonkers. That's when he started off first. He started off with Fury, and you're like, okay, and then that's when he went through the run of the My Way. He had the Meek beef. He had Hotline Bling going number 2.
That was all 2015.
And Hotline Bling should have been number 1, but iTunes videos, Apple Music videos didn't count back then. So since it didn't count, it was said number 2. So he could have his first number 1. and then he had the future stuff. That was just 2015.
That's crazy.
That was just 2015. What Time Being Alive was also just came out. I was like, oh, okay.
Nah, that's actually like
legendary. One of the most legendary years ever. He had Rico that year, the Meek song that started
the beef. Song was hard though.
It was so big that Future had like one of the most dominant years, but Drake's was just that much better. Like he dropped so much heat. I don't talk about Drake anymore. I don't feel like it's like my. I without that man, I don't know where I'd be. Not gonna lie to you, he's gotten me through a lot. Should we talk about some bullshit for like a second?
Some bullshit?
Mm-hmm. Like some just shenanigans. We don't
Bring Keith in. Bring Keith in for the bullshit.
Marquise Jones. Hop in real quick. Hop on. Hurry up. We recording, buddy. We're live. Oh, yo. We in this joint. We back in this joint. Man, get on whatever mic you want to, bro. This is Marquise Jones.
The Grizzly Bear Jones.
A.K.A.
Eminem wrote Stan about this guy.
No type shit, bro.
Because
A.K.A. I love spoiled milk.
Well,
real quick, just to get him upset.
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk about how Mariah Carey actually bodied Eminem with that obsessed.
I ain't gonna lie.
Cap on.
Nick just watched him right now too.
Stop it, bro.
Nick won't leave him alone. Upset about that.
Nick won't leave him alone. That's actually what Stan is about.
I'm dead. I just had an unpopular opinion that I want to give out. It's actually very unpopular. I think women are like overdoing the whole period thing. I think periods aren't that bad. I think women are forcing periods. So let me break this down to you.
Okay, 100.
First of all, like we're in 2019. There's so much shit you can do to like get over it.
Have sex.
What?
Like while on it?
No, that's a real thing. Like if you have sex with a woman while she's on her period, it reduces her cramps.
I've never done that.
I wouldn't do it, but I'm sure you have.
No, I haven't.
You actually
drive me. You have birth control, which I don't recommend, but you can be on birth control. That helps it. You can have pills, pain reliever. You have all these apps that you even track it, so you're not even getting shocked. Yeah. I'm saying that because like a few centuries ago, like. You just have to guess on that hoe. Like, that used to just show up.
They used to get it out the mud too, man.
No, like, like, they would legit be, like, outside, like, washing in the fucking bucket. All of a sudden, like, it's like, hey, my water getting a little bit red now.
Bro,
did they, like,
who put the Kool-Aid in?
On me, bro. Like, men didn't even have pads back in the day. You have a whole tampon. Like, yeah, you have, like, pills. I'm confused. Like, why y'all be tripping so much? Like, get over it.
No,
your
ancestors would be so mad at you right now.
One thing I'll say about that for sure is, it was this girl, man. I used to talk to. This is years ago, bro. She literally used to
2 months ago.
She used to. Bro, chill out. She used to use that shit as an excuse to be like such a asshole.
Bro, so imagine if you being an asshole. Imagine how the queen was. When she just randomly like walking through like the thing and her white dress is done. And you're like, oh fuck. No pills, no nothing. What they have back in the day, bro? They didn't have no fucking tissue in the 1700s. What the fuck do you use on your fucking vagina?
That shit used to piss me off.
No detergent to wash the dress either.
Ew.
No, they had soap.
That ain't getting that out, bro.
Soap.
Yeah, bro. We think niggas was dying from like the Black Plague for real, bro. Niggas wasn't cleaning themselves.
That's true. So you complaining, bro?
Grow up. That's childish. Grow up.
Exactly.
LOL.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get to my unpopular opinion. I want to talk to Keith about one of his favorite male artists that he actively defends.
I actively defend everybody.
Who, Eminem?
Let's say this man sings. Think about that.
There's a lot of people that sing. My favorite singer is Chris Brown. So
nah, it's not Chris Brown, brother. I mean, just think about being in like kindergarten or something. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I just got it.
And think about like wanting a chicken wing, maybe getting shot by the FBI.
you
know what I'm saying?
What about it?
You don't get it?
No, I mean I know that.
Like, let's talk about like the influence he's had on you and like just musically. Like,
wait, what type of influence does he have on you? Wait.
Or like, man, let's talk.
Like were you a victim?
What the hell is going on here? A victim of what?
Were you taken against your will?
I was never.
Do you still listen to him?
Was he on your most listened to artist?
Now you know what I'm talking
No, he wasn't on my most listened to artist because
Are you lying to us?
not all of his music is on Spotify. I don't think hardly any of it. Is
okay, in case you haven't caught on, R. Kelly is Beast's
one of my favorite
artist.
singers. One of my favorite singers.
Is his favorite artist. Is his favorite artist.
And I do not actively defend him. So let's get that out the way.
Okay, so you don't believe you don't defend what he did to those women? All of them weren't black.
I don't think they're all telling the truth.
So okay, how do you feel about him doing this to non-black women?
That's fine. I mean, nah. I don't think all of them are telling the truth, and I can't tell. I can't tell which ones are really telling the truth and which ones aren't. But anybody can go on the camera and cry, and I know it sounds bad, but like, anybody can get on the camera and cry and get paid to do the documentary.
Now, hold on. How about somebody getting... Okay, so you said somebody can be on camera and cry. And that's
yeah, not saying that I don't believe that it didn't happen.
But just saying that, somebody get on the camera and, like, just crying. That can honestly just be some bullshit. And I feel you, but how about somebody getting on camera and, like, peeing on the girl?
Now, that was uncalled for, and she was underage.
Uncalled for? Just uncalled for.
All right, let's get off of this topic. Actually. Mine isn't really an unpopular opinion, but let me tell y'all something, man. You actually tweeted about this like yesterday or a couple of days ago, and I've been thinking about this for a while. It's okay to just listen to more than just rap, nigga. Grow up, bro. It's 2019.
You just heard our list, bro.
Like, bro, I'm so tired of niggas only listening to No Cap and Young Boy.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. If you listen to Young Boy, please stay away from me.
Like, I'm just
please.
alone.
All these diamonds dancing on my fucking neck like little bricks.
One thing I will say, this is my unpopular opinion. I think Young Boy is actually a good artist. And that's not even unpopular.
That's unpopular.
It's not unpopular, but I'd say he's
one of the most listened to artists.
He is one of the most listened to
this year.
But it's like, I feel
and now they're gonna start allowing YouTube streams.
He may be the biggest artist.
Oh my goodness!
Because I know people.
He sold 100K without YouTube. So imagine how much he's gonna sell now.
I just feel like he gets so much flack, man. He's actually not that bad.
He's pretty terrible.
He's not that bad.
I just feel like those artists who just like repeat bar after bar every song.
He doesn't repeat bar after bar. That's the thing, though.
No, yes, he does.
It's that red rum shit.
That's big cap.
How
This
you
nigga talks about the same shit every song. That's why, like,
You
I
niggas
haven't been
some
playing
hoes,
like
nigga.
my favorite mumble rappers as of recently. That's why I fell off with Lil Uzi. That's why I'm not listening to Playboy Cardi as much and shit like that. Like, these niggas just repeat the same bars in every song, and that shit gets oversaturated. Like, literally, name one Young Boy song where he hasn't talking about pulling out something and shooting somebody with it. Like,
nah,
it's
he talks about some like
Lonely Child.
Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Like I feel like the shit like that he does release that's like not just about doing certain songs that he talks about in every other song, but it's just like, okay, in an album 3 songs are like actually about something, and the rest he's talking about pulling out something.
That's true.
So it's just like
my favorite artist is Drake. You don't know what you're getting with him.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. I don't even want. Why are you even talking about Young Boy?
Right, let's get off.
Let's be honest.
What else y'all want to talk about?
6ix9ine. How you feel about
Me personally, I never really went on my way to listen to a song by the dude. Anyway, I've actually only heard one song by him.
which one?
It was the one. No, it was actually the one with Fetty Wap and A Boogie.
Jesus Christ, Fetty Wap.
I ain't gonna lie, Fetty Wap ate
That's
that
a
chorus.
throwback.
And so he never really was on my radar. He was on the timeline all the time. He was a walking meme, and from that, he was funny, but I don't really care about the music. I mean, I hope he's okay when he gets out of jail. You know, I don't want to see anyone lose their life. But I also don't think anything's gonna happen to him.
I don't think anything's
I'm
gonna
tired of all the.
I don't think anybody would risk trying to do something to somebody who literally just told. That's literally like somebody like in daycare. Like you hit, like somebody gets hit, and they're like, "Hey, he did something to me," and everybody's like, "Oh, we're gonna hit you because you said somebody hit you." Well,
I mean, I ain't gonna lie. Don't underestimate people wanting to get back at people for snitching.
Unless they're killing him, there's no use.
I mean, he was already being kidnapped before he started snitching.
Yeah, but that
so now he's rich and he snitched.
That was also people in his circle.
Yeah, but
and,
I mean,
and now how is he gonna tour?
But there's people connected
he already
to.
was having issues with being in certain like arenas because they know like him just being there was already trouble. So how is he gonna tour now? How good is his music really going to be? Like people,
honestly, I think his music's gonna be better. He's gonna be locked into the studio. I think his music's gonna be better.
I mean, his music's gonna be great, but touring's gonna be difficult for him.
Touring is gonna be difficult. Touring's gonna be basically impossible.
Because like I said,
so he's gonna make money. We don't make money off of streaming no more.
His audience is like so, like suburban anyway.
Yeah, true.
Then it's like, you know what I'm saying? There ain't like nobody who really lived the shit that he talking about. It's like, oh man, you know what I'm saying? I'm fucking with this. Like, so he's gonna be fine, like musically, like
musically, I think he'll be okay.
But where can he, like you said, where can he tour? A lot of venues probably won't even want him in just because of
they feel like somebody gonna shoot up the place.
Like Toyota Center's gonna be like, nah, this is trouble.
No, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah. I don't.
Unpopular opinion: Trump is the greatest president of all time.
I'm not actually not gonna. Let's talk about Antonio Brown, who first of all actually ruined my fantasy season. I drafted the dude, did not know he was gonna call his owner a cracker. I came in.
He also said,
"No more white women." 2020.
He said, He did say that. He said, "I got allegations. Kraft was caught in the parlor. Different strokes for different folks." He tweeted that.
He tweeted, "I'm gonna whoop my son with a designer belt."
You know, he said, "I won't beat my son," or he said, "If I'm going to beat my son, it's at least gonna be with
not no cheap belt." And then he said, "My mom's a dyke. My father's a deadbeat. I'm the golden boy." Actually, he's like right behind Trump right now for like the best Twitter account. And third is OJ Simpson. Third is OJ Simpson. Bro.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. OJ's been dropping too many classics lately, bro. Look, I'm gonna be honest with you.
I actually just bought the hoodie.
Really?
Dead ass.
No, you did not.
I dropped 50 on the hoodie.
Really? What is it? What it has
it's
on
a
it?
Christmas hoodie.
Like regardless of what you think of, like, not think. Look, he fucking did it. Even though he did do it.
The glove don't fit. You must have quit.
Yeah, but we all know the intricacies behind that. His sports takes are so well articulated and so well said, and they're so knowledgeable. You cannot deny him like as at least a sports entity. And on that, I would want him in the ecosystem.
Just realistically, and I mean, I don't care, but you have to give people the chance to grow. You know what I'm saying? You can't keep holding him to this. Because that was in the 90s, that trial?
94, 95. You know
what I'm saying? You can't.
Everybody killed 2 people.
All right, I'm not saying that. Like,
it's like he just like did something they can just slap.
Not like he peed on somebody on camera.
You know what I'm saying? Just like with the just like with the Michael Vick thing. You know what I'm saying?
The Michael Vick thing, I think, is most definitely what you mean. Yeah.
You have to allow somebody to grow. Like if you keep holding me to this, you know what I'm saying? I'll never be a better person in your eyes, of course. But if you ignore all the good I've done or just how much I've like, even Ray Rice, for example.
Well, I was about to say, I think you just unlocked something you didn't peep. What's his face? Mike Vick was basically like excommunicated out the league because he was fighting dogs. But
not that long though, because when he came back, he got like a freaking.
He did come back.
Yes, he did.
Like 1 season.
No, he came back and something like a 5-year max contract.
Nah, it wasn't that much. He was the backup in Philly, and then he ended up starting though.
Yeah, but like he wasn't.
I left my phone in the other room. He signed a fat contract. I was in the car when he signed it. My uncle got lit.
And at least like to this day, it's not forgiven. Like the Atlanta was gonna put him on. The Falcons were gonna put him on like a representative of like some team, and it was a petition with like 500K like signs on there to like take him off. So obviously people haven't forgiven him, but people haven't forgiven him for fighting dogs.
People exaggerate how many dogs he fought.
Forgiven AP for being on this black kid.
AP.
Adrian Peterson.
Oh, he beat. Oh, yeah.
They also forgave Richie Incognito for being a complete racist and piece of shit.
They also exaggerate the amount of dogs that Mike Vick fought.
I've been saying this. If we want change in America, it has to be through
Donald Trump.
Sacrificing dogs.
We have to stop. Not we. Pink people have to stop holding these dogs to a higher standard than us.
Like, and while like
it's actually sickening.
While obviously it sounds like hyperbole, and I don't believe in like doing like the easy like black people blah blah. But you've shown many times. Like I thought white little kids was going to be like the threshold that's gonna change shit, but Sandy Hook did not change shit at all. And the fact that didn't change shit, now they're fucking seniors. You see that? The Sandy Hook kids, they won the state championship. Like they're that grown, and we haven't seen anything change. They were fifth graders. Some kids were fifth graders, and now they are seniors. And shit still hasn't fucking changed.
It's gotten worse. It's gotten worse. You know what?
I know that cop. I remember. If you remember that video from like a while ago, that cop that shot that dog. That was like in the car and that came out. That cop got the fuck out there, huh? It's just we've seen through your agenda, buddies.
Black people need to buy guns. We need to all go buy some guns.
We start the race war.
And then they'll say, "Oh man, what are these niggas doing?"
These niggers. They won't say niggers.
And they gonna say, "What are they doing?" And then
y'all won't let Trump say it though. That's crazy.
Jesus. I only say it in like context of this. I try not to do that no more.
He do too.
Hey, get this nigga. Hey, cuz Mike.
Speaking of sports though, shout out OKC for beating the Clippers. Everybody wanted to have us down talking about we was going.
We don't talk about basketball.
Talking about we was going.
February. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Talk about we was gonna have 20 wins. We already got more wins than your favorite team. We already in the playoffs, unlike your favorite team, with Chris Paul leading the way. CP3, Chris Paul. Come on now.
Since we doing that real quick, fuck football season, man. My team underperformed, man.
Oh, I mean, we can talk about that. I mean, let's talk about a little
Heat
bit of
Nation.
football.
You know what I'm saying?
Shut the hell up.
But let's talk about football first. Let's talk about.
Once again on this podcast, we're not talking about basketball.
Let's talk about the NFC and
the AFC too.
No, I mean but I want to talk about.
Let's talk about the AFC first because the NFC is obviously like the bigger deal.
Yeah.
I was hoping for the Chiefs to hopefully lose. Fucking Bears got fucking smacked.
Hey, violated.
The only way the what's it called? The Texans don't play the Bills, which is obviously the harder team, is if we tie our record with the Chiefs, and that's why we shouldn't have lost to the fucking Denver Broncos at home. Because if we had the same record as them, we're third and they're fourth, and they would have played the Bills, and we play the trash ass Steelers. But
or
now
Titans, because I think Titans still have a chance.
Steelers just lost to the Jets, by the way.
I think if Pittsburgh loses,
then yeah, because they both have the same record. But Titans have to play us, so.
That'd be a good game, though.
They may not have no Derrick Henry again.
Yeah, he may.
So if Derrick Henry's healthy, then obviously it's gonna be a different issue. But, let's just say I'd rather play the Steelers. But I mean, like it was confirmed today, the AFC is going through the Ravens. It's gonna be tough. That's gonna be tough for everybody.
Super tough.
Lamar Jackson about to win a ring in his second year.
Nah, it's not gonna happen.
Tom Brady will fall.
It's going honestly.
That rarely happens.
I think out of the AFC, it's gonna be him or Pat, as in Mahomes.
They don't be. The Patriots are still like.
And no, I feel that, but
You know they never pull out their best plays until the playoffs.
And of course,
they never pull out their best plays until the playoffs.
One thing I will say about the Patriots though, these 2 meetings they've had with the Bills this season have shown me a lot about them. You put a good defense out in front of them, because realistically, this is probably Brady's worst year as far as who he has around him. He doesn't, you know what I'm saying? He doesn't have the weapons anymore, and it makes it a lot harder on him.
Should have kept Antonio.
They should have, and they would have saved my fantasy season. I would have probably.
I think that's the only reason why you say that. Then
I would have been $200 richer, actually.
You only want them to keep him for your own benefit.
No, I mean he deserves to be in the league.
Skill wise, he does, but with his mouth, do you think so? Jesus Christ.
That's your mom.
It's Rashad. With his mouth, I don't think he deserves it, obviously.
I think he's almost talked his way out of the league for
That's
good.
what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That's obviously skill-wise, he's arguably the best wide receiver in the league. But I just think he's talked himself out of a job. There's no job you can tell me right now that if somebody was talking that recklessly that they deserve a job in that place.
I did see the reports, though. They said every playoff team
Wants him
except the Patriots. And I mean,
the Chiefs can't get him.
Why?
Please don't.
That would be ridiculous.
Jesus Christ.
That would actually be ridiculous. But
what if the Saints got him?
Nah, the Saints can't have him. They have the best wide receiver already.
I would like to see him with Russell Wilson, though. Honestly,
they need him.
Because that's who.
Now that Josh Gordon just got suspended,
and I feel so bad for him.
Suspended for
I don't
what?
feel bad for him, but
suspended for what?
PEDs this time. But it's just like you got to think. As far as addiction goes, he may have stopped using weed, but he's a fiend. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna find something, and I don't feel bad for him because this is like the 4th time, but I do just like feel bad just for him as a person because it's an addiction thing, and that shit's hard to shake. You know what I'm saying? So
it's only hard to shake if you make it hard to shake. I used to be addicted. I'm not anymore. It didn't take me going to counseling. It didn't take all the money in the world to try to find help for it. Literally, if you know you need to stop doing something and you truly feel that in your head that you know you need to stop, not just, I feel like I should stop. You know you need to, you will for the people around you.
I feel
that's easier said than done, but obviously you can tell he is a severe case.
Like, it's just like Antonio Brown said, like, even though he said it in a different way, it's different strokes for different folks. I mean, there's a reason he can't stop.
I mean, I feel all that, but like what it narrows down to is people abuse drugs to be able to escape the reality that they're in. And I get that you don't want to feel the pains that you do while you're sober. But at the end of the day, especially as a grown man or a grown person in this world, period, you have to realize that those drugs are only going to make you not feel that pain anymore for those little couple hours of that high. It doesn't make the pain actually go away. And at the end of the day, once you're done with your high, you're right back in the same spot feeling that pain again. It's much better for you and the people around you, and it is much safer and healthier for you to at least try to solve those problems. Even if you're still getting high every day or every now and then and stuff like that, at least still try to get those problems solved. That way you don't feel like you need the drugs to solve the problem. Because at the end of the day, once you get sober, once you wake up the next morning, guess what? You're still in those pool of problems, and all you're going to do is get high again and try to make them disappear. At least try to fix them while you're high, at the very, very least.
And I just think when you think about it like this dude was probably going to be the best receiver in the league.
Josh Gordon?
Yeah, because
that's true. Back
you
in
know
the
what I'm saying? There's so much money he's left on the table. I'm sure if it was just so easy for him to shake it, he would.
Yeah.
I mean, this dude is probably.
And that's why I'm saying
this is
I
like
think it's a lot deeper than.
I mean, he's probably been through definitely a lot.
And also, we've all played sports. When you've played, bro, you're like your body's aching, and I don't think players are given enough like extra things that they can use to get through that pain. I played soccer 3 days in a row this week. When I tell you, the 3rd day I was physically done. I can't imagine playing a whole actual NFL level football game, and
especially once a week. Especially once a week.
Like with the best players in the world.
And
somebody wants to smoke after that. They can't get that pain off of them, so they take painkillers because, I
agree with the use of weed, not the abuse of it, but the use of it. I agree with.
But the use of it is already illegal, you know.
But I mean, there's been people that come out like 50% of NFL players smoke it. You just got to know the right people and do the right thing with it.
That's why I'll let you say. The reason why a lot of people don't get caught is because a lot of them are told, hey, you're about to get a drug test, like, in advance. So, like, how are you still getting caught? What are you about to say?
Yeah, I was just going to say, Calvin Johnson was talking about how he was smoking, like, every day. Mm-hmm. We're not calling him an addict or, we're not, he doesn't get any flack for it. But this dude.
Just don't get caught.
Like I said, it's like, just don't get caught.
Just don't get caught and don't mess up your own money. That was what Stephen A. said.
I watched a podcast. It was like a couple NFL linemen and stuff like that. Just mainly like the big people because obviously they take the biggest hits because every play they're getting hit by another 300+ pound man. And basically what they said was it's really simple to keep up with the NFL as far as drug tests because there's always 1 or 2 specific months within the whole season that they do it in. So 2 months before that specific month, you stop. And then once those months go by, if you got drug tested, cool. If you didn't, whatever, and you start it again. So, I mean, it seems like to me that the NFL has made it much easier than sports like the NBA to get away with smoking weed. But, I mean, if you're doing it 24/7 around people that's not trustable and stuff like that, in any situation, like, of course you're going to get caught.
Well, what I was going to say, because, yeah, that's true. They do. It's like the same 2 months every year or something like that. But they also do random drug tests to people who have performed,
abnormally, yeah.
And like I said, this dude had like 65 catches and like 1,600 yards or something crazy like that. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get a random drug test. Mm-hmm. And like they came out with a report. He said he was making like $10K a month at Baylor selling drugs. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Which is good money. That's amazing.
That's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? And this is obviously something that's troubled him his whole life.
You're a product of your environment.
This didn't start in.
He probably started smoking when he was a kid.
It didn't start. It's something that's been plaguing him for a while.
He clearly started smoking when his brain wasn't fully developed, and it got to a point where his brain felt like he needed the weed. I'm pretty sure a product of his environment. If he was selling weed at Baylor, he was probably smoking since before he was a teenager. Mm-hmm. Exactly. And in any situation where you have a kid who's smoking and doing things to alter their mind when their mind doesn't even know what their mind is yet, and that kid grows up on that, then I could definitely I could definitely see where a bigger addiction than what I had or what a lot of other people had or have knocked out where that could come to play, because I didn't start smoking until I graduated high school, because middle school, high school, I felt like weed was a bad thing and blah, blah, blah. And I mean, it's not necessarily a good thing. It does have its good benefits, but any type of smoking that you're making going into your lungs that's not supposed to be there isn't good for you. So it won't kill you. It won't do anything of the bad advertisements that you see, but it isn't good for you. It just has good benefits, but everything has pros and cons. But when you're altering your mind, when your mind is still trying to figure out what the heck the world is, then I could definitely see where the stronger addiction would come from.
Yeah, I mean, we pretty much say all we need to say on that one. We'll talk about some NFC real quick. There's a big one tomorrow that we won't get the opportunity to talk about. The Vikings Packers. That's going to have its own playoff implications.
That's important.
That's very important, at least for that division. Those two teams. I still think the Packers, while the Vikings have a little bit more to play for, I think that's pretty much.
Aaron Rodgers gonna choke.
I think if I'm not mistaken, if they win, they keep the tie for first place, which would keep.
The Packers have the tiebreaker, so they're just hoping that they could, pray for another loss, per se. And I think who's tied with them?
New Orleans.
No. The 49ers are 12-3. So you never know what could happen against Seattle next week. So
that's how they end the season?
Yes. So that's why I'm saying there's so many playoff implications with this game already. I still think the Packers are going to pull it out because Aaron Rodgers, I think, he's been hungry this season. While he hasn't had, the stats to show it, he has done all he can to try to right the Packers ship. This drops on Thursday. We're recording this on the Sunday. This drops on Boxing Day, the 26th. We're recording this actually 1 o'clock on the 23rd. So this is, we may have gotten this completely wrong, but I just think the Packers could, hopefully win that one. But the NFC's crazy. Today we witnessed the Seahawks choke at home. Granted, they didn't have two of their old linemen. They just played their first game without Josh Gordon. They lost to the Cardinals.
How long is Josh Gordon suspended, by the way?
Indefinitely.
So he's probably not come back this season, though.
And Kyler Murray even got injured this game. But Kean Drake is probably the breakout person of this year.
He got freed from the fucking Miami Dolphins.
And ever since then, he's been bonkers this year. He went off today, and they were able to beat the Seahawks. And
that division, more than any division of football is always going to be a good game. Like we just seen the Rams, who have underperformed,
beat Seattle 2 weeks ago and almost beat the 49ers on Saturday.
Even when the Rams were like the worst team in the league, they would always find a way to beat Seattle once a year.
That's true.
This division is always tough.
Yeah,
like, this is by far like the toughest. It's just
the toughest. While the NFC East always has different winners, we're talking about like teams that always like each team gives each other problems. It's definitely the NFC West. Right? NFC West. So I think now with Seattle choking so badly, I think now they are back in what's it called?
The
wild card.
Yeah.
So now they're a wild card team. I'm just gonna pull this up. So now they're a wild card team. They have to beat San Francisco. At least it's in Seattle. But this is the biggest. Like this is probably gonna be the most entertaining game of the regular season.
By far.
The last one was already like that was a overtime thriller. But this one is just.
They better go sign AB, man.
Huh? AB?
They better go get him.
Seattle, they need to.
They need to go.
They bro, that man needs help. Russell Wilson has actually been doing this by himself for a whole year, and it's actually disrespectful. Terrible defense, not great. He's actually never had a good O-line
ever. He's actually been like.
Chris Carson also got hurt today, so there were so many reasons why they didn't really show up.
If it wasn't for Lamar Jackson having this crazy Madden like season,
I think Russell Wilson easily would have ran away with it this season, for sure. So yeah, they are. Oh, dang.
Speaking of Madden and Lamar Jackson,
what?
That shit is a cheat code.
Lamar Jackson.
Gotta speak on it.
I've talked about him at length. I just.
He talking about actually on Madden.
On Madden, he's like
really?
literally a cheat code. Like literally, I was on like the 10-yard line. I hiked the ball. He threw a blitz at me. I think I ran into the goal line and I did a crossbody turnaround like 180. Launched it like 50 yards.
That's not realistic.
Like
real.
well, Lamar can't do that in real life.
They actually have him playing out of his body.
Yeah, he's
insane. He's insane on that game.
Speaking of who was I talking about? So they actually have to beat San Fran if they don't want to play Philly now. Speaking of Philly,
I think they just won.
No, they haven't.
They have to win next week.
Yeah, they have.
Wait, they didn't beat the Cowboys?
They did. But if they tied the Cowboys with the record, the Cowboys.
Bro, Cowboys were so booty this
Cowboys
year.
are 7-8.
Who do they finish the season on?
Booty.
The Giants.
No, I think Philly finishes on the Giants, so they may finish on the Redskins.
The Giants. Giants in New York.
Oh, okay.
The
And the Cowboys.
Giants about to spank them there too. Cowboys trash.
Oh yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Oh, never mind.
So I don't know. It doesn't matter. Either team is going to get destroyed.
Jason Garrett loses his job, win or lose, so that actually doesn't matter.
I think if they lose, he gets fired on the spot.
Yeah.
If they make it to the playoffs somehow, right after that game, he's done. Ron Rivera, who has actually been a fucking Super Bowl, as producer of the MVP, has gotten fired. Why the fuck is this nigga safe? Fuck out of here. This and what's crazy, like this season was. We were saying, like, if anybody, they should be the team in the NFC that we should watch. They had, like, 11, like, if you're looking at 20, like, 53, like, your 53 squad, they are the most stacked.
That's why I'm so confused.
They have everybody, quarterback. Listen, okay, Dak is not, like, the worst quarterback also. So they have everybody on the team. O-line, D-line, linebackers. Safeties, okay, that's a weakness for them. But on the other side, running back, receivers, they just got their, Jason Wynn had a phenomenal season so far.
Especially for a year off at 37
That's
years old.
what I'm saying. And then you still have Dak,
I think Dak was snubbed Pro Bowl.
This season? Who was it?
Drew Brees, who missed 5 games.
Then Russ.
Russ and Aaron Rodgers, who I don't think any of them have actually had a better season than Dak numbers wise, which
but Dak Prescott
has
had some terrible.
throwing yards.
He's
And
had some
touchdowns.
terrible
Or no,
games
no.
though.
No, just throwing
Like
yards.
he's had some horrific games.
But that's
this
also
season.
a lot of his throwing yards. A lot of his yardage is also like in garbage time.
But
after
and
them
I was
niggas
gonna
got
say, but
snapped out.
for like the average fan who just watches football, like I don't ever vote for the Pro Bowl. I don't care.
Doesn't
You know what I'm
matter.
saying?
Yeah.
So I just feel like the average fan, they're going off stats and.
But then again, why shouldn't the Cowboys get it? Because the Cowboys are one of the biggest.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
But that's because Dak is just not that good.
But
So they can't even back him.
Like I said, I also
Zeke got it.
I think it's strange that Drew Brees got it because I was talking to Perk and he said Drew Brees usually actually gets in as like an alternate. He never actually makes the Pro Bowl. And Aaron Rodgers, who's had a good season, but
No Cam Newton though.
I think Drew Brees though, it's more so like when he did come back, he ran away with everything. Like that team, they were looking good with
After that 49ers game, he got robbed that game. He had 6 touchdowns that game by himself.
no,
and
he
they
actually
still lost.
he's actually like that. I respect
He
Drew
was
Brees.
bro. These last 2 weeks, these last 3 weeks, he's been a man. Like that, like the game that the emotional like touchdown
Yeah.
game. He was being a man that game against.
Can you cut the camera? I just matter of fact, we'll talk about this.
I just think the NFL is just so exciting this season. I can't wait.
This is actually probably like one of the best
this
seasons.
is
ever.
my best season so far. Last season was great, but this season is proven to be even better.
This
Right now, if I was gonna give predictions, Super Bowl, I say Chiefs Packers.
Packers.
Mm-hmm. Because if each game in each division comes down to one last drive and you have to give it to a quarterback, I trust both of those quarterbacks to deliver for me.
And I respect that, but
I think Lamar. I think there's going to be a defense that's going to figure out Lamar. I think if they play the Bills again, the Bills may beat them.
that's fair. But who would the Bills end up playing that wild card game? Would they play
Us, which they'll probably lose to us.
That's gonna be a good game.
That's gonna be
Josh
a
Allen.
great game.
One thing I think I'm one of his biggest critics, but he's finally shown flashes of being a decent quarterback, and I think by the time the playoffs roll over,
It's only 2 weeks.
huh?
It's only 2 weeks. 2 more weeks to the playoffs.
That's what I'm
We
saying.
don't have too much time.
That's what I'm saying. By the time
I
when
mean,
the
that's a
playoffs
half a month of practicing.
when the playoffs roll over, I think it's gonna be interesting to watch Josh Allen versus Houston. And just realistically, not even on the funny shit, y'all just had a good game with a dude who just threw 4 picks. You know what I'm saying? Josh Allen doesn't.
There's also a way though.
Huh?
There's also
Yeah, but Josh Allen doesn't take too many risks. He'd rather.
and Tampa Bay's defense is actually like very underrated.
It's cool, but the dude threw 4 picks
He
though.
did.
You know what I'm saying? He threw 2 on the first 2 drives, right?
His first pass was a pick. 6.
That's his 5th time this season.
His
Like
first pass was a pick.
this is the
6.
5th time this season where he's had a pick on his opening drive.
Dang.
That's his 3rd 4 interception game this season.
He's terrible.
God dang.
He's terrible.
But he leads in. I think he leads in passing yards. He's like 2nd. And he leads in touchdowns, and he leads in interceptions. He's having a
I
very
guess you
strange,
give and get.
He's
God
having a
damn.
strange season.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. So wait, quick predictions, real quick, of the Super Bowl if you could predict it right now.
I say Chiefs. This is gonna be out the Saints and the 49ers. I don't know. If it just comes down to quarterback play alone, I'll say Saints. Chiefs,
Okay.
Saints.
What about you?
Saints, Patriots.
I'm not mad with that one. Last thing I'll bring up before we get out of here. Couple man were saying Chelsea will lose to Tottenham.
Mm-hmm.
Couple man was saying Mourinho is gonna, our best coach ever, is gonna school us. We went over them and rolled them over like some fucking pigs, and then United lost to the worst team in the league.
I fuck with United, too.
That's how my fucking day has gone. Fuck everybody else. E from Orlando. Sorry, your team just can't pale in comparison.
Paris Saint-Germain.
Chelsea's blue. Cream podcast. See you guys later.